Alright fam, I can't even believe that I'm back here. After 6 weeks, I'm back on the channel. If you're here, I'm super happy to see you. Let me know the chat is running, and I've got something to tell you. I think we've got some things to catch up on, and this is what this show is going to be about. I'm going to share with you exactly what I think the market is doing. I'm going to share with you where I see the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and how we're going to perform. And then we're just going to get into a little bit of a Q&A, because I know I got a lot of questions. I haven't been live for 6 freaking weeks. It's been like a lifetime. So if you're here, smash the like button. Let me know in the chat. I think that the chat is screwed here. We'll load. My camera literally died like 2 minutes before this, so I put the Osmo up. I think you like this. Anyway, let's get going. So one of the most important things that I've been wondering about is that why it is that crypto Twitter and in general, like my personal network, is literally the most divided it has probably ever been. That means that I go on, I have multiple alpha groups that I'm in, people that I deeply respect, you know, like people who made millions in the industry, and we just don't agree. And then I go on crypto Twitter, and there are some people who call for buy the fucking dip, and there are some people who say, you know, this is like me, who say, you know, this is probably the end of the bull, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of a. There are some people even within the bears and the bulls, there are misunderstanding of whether we're going into a 4-year cycle and just simply deep diving down from here for 2 years, or we're gonna have a dip, but the cycle is different. 4-year cycles are over. So there's a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of miscommunication, a lot of, you know, lack of trust, a lot of people leaving the space, a lot of people can't navigate it. Retail is getting slaughtered, completely slaughtered, and you're wondering, you know, what the freak is actually happening. So if you look at the market, it is not promising. Even if you're making money, at least for me, you know, we're making money in the community, which I'm very happy about. But it actually, like even today on the 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗪 Club, I drop these updates as I do every day, and I was saying that I'm a little bit sad and I'm a little stressed because I know people are getting completely slaughtered, and I don't even know what else to do with it. There was $400 million liquidated in the past 24 hours, which is, again, compared to the billions and billions that we've seen, is not that much, but it's still absolutely relevant. $400 million in the past 24 hours is nothing. But I can't do anything else other than just keep beating the drum that the market has changed, and probably there is the end to the bull market, the end to the up season, the end to the buy the dip blindly kind of environment. And I tweeted this on October 21st, which is almost 2 weeks now, and I said every single pump that you are going to see in the market will be there to trap you in the next 30 to 90 days, at least in the next 30 to 90 days, because we can see a reversal after 90 days in January, February. I've talked about this. I'm going to run through the thesis. But in general, every single pump that you see, and this has been proven right, every single pump that you see, the beginning of the pump after, let me just do this, the beginning of the pump after the October 10 massacre, the pump from the bottom down here, the second pump, every single one of those got sold off too. Every single one of those. And as you see, it's even getting weaker, because if you look at this was like a massive sell-off, but then you had a decent rally of like 10%. And then here you had a, so to say, massive dump as well, 7%, but then you had a decent rally of 9%. But now you get a massive dump here at 9%, and the pump is like 4%. So it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the accumulation, I do not think that this is the accumulation phase where, people, I see it a lot of Twitter, people say, the smart money is accumulating, and they want, no, the smart money is distributing. That's why there is the pump, and that's why a lot of people long it here. Even some KOLs and, you know, smart guys, people who I, again, actually respect, just start longing, because this is the reversal. So every single one of the pumps, as I've been saying here, every single one of these has been designed to actually trap you and make you the exit liquidity for smart money. So I put this post out there, I don't even know what was the date, October 18th. I put this post out there and I said the bull market is over, and I had this whole analysis on why I believe the bull market is over. You can see it on my X, it's literally pinned on my profile, link in the description. And I went through this, so if you have been following, you probably know. If you have not seen that, or if you don't really know, you can read the post as well. But in the description, you will find the access to my channel, and also next to the subscribe button above the channel, you will be able to just simply simply click on there and land on my channel. I drop daily updates here, and in one of these daily updates, I said that the bull market is over, and then I even dropped a part 2. I'm gonna link it down in the description too. Now, in that, I explained exactly what I have outlined here. And the reason why the bull market is most likely over is because we do have a daily structure break, as I've been showing it here. And I'm going to show you on the charts as well in a second. But what is super important to know, and again, this is like kind of like a let's clear out what Fefe thinks kind of stream. Make no mistake, I'm not flip-flopping. It's not like, oh, Fefe started flip-flopping because he got wrecked or whatever. No, I've been saying this. I've been preparing for it. And again, I do have this community. It's free. Link in the description, literally on top of the description. You can join in if you want to. In here, I've been saying this forever, that we are going to see a pump, and most likely we are going to top between November and December. Well, we topped in October. Seems like it, but I think there is one more push, which exactly will land us between November and December. Now, what I said is that there will be a crash about 40 to 60% on the total market cap. If I look at the crash now, right? I posted this in July, okay? So if I look at the total market cap, let's not consider this 20%. Let's say that was the glitch and whatever. The total market cap is already down about 17%. So another 20%, and exactly what I said is going to play out, and we have a 40% dump on the total market cap. But what I also said here, which is super relevant, is that I said speculation around JP, which is Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, May deadline, meaning Jerome Powell will leave the Fed in May, will give a decent rally to markets around March and April. But before that, I do think that we will have to have a massive crash. 40 to 60% on the total, and possibly 60, 70, 80% of your favorite coins. Rate cuts will be excessive from May 2026. So this is the explanation on, okay, but if you believe that this is the end of the bull market, well, there will be no recovery. Yes, there will be. Why? Because the amount of money, and I'm gonna drop again, I'm gonna drop a full deep dive onto about this on the 100 Desk Club, is that there is $7 trillion sitting at money managers that is waiting for the confirmation of the rate cuts that Trump is promising. Not a 25 basis point, not a 50 basis point, but a half cut, like a 50% cut, which Trump is proposing and will happen once JP is out of the Fed. Now, when we see that the $7 trillion that is sitting in US dollars, why they are sitting in US dollars is because they get the 4.5% annual return, risk-free. Why would they risk, especially if you look at Bitcoin? Basically, if you look at the past year, basically Bitcoin is where it was 365 days ago. I mean, you can look at back here, but this is basically. Let me just pull this in here. This is basically last year. What is it? Last year, January. Okay, maybe not a year, but I mean, we were at these prices last year. This year, January. It's almost a year. Bitcoin is at where it was. And yes, there was a 13% pump. 13% gain if you don't consider the dip in January. But from January, Bitcoin hasn't really performed. Fuck. Sorry, you don't see the chart. I don't have costs here. So this is where we've been. So you don't really have a massive gain on Bitcoin. So if you consider all that, I do believe that smart money is waiting, and also the reason why there was no pump in Bitcoin extensively is probably because they are sitting on $7 trillion in dollars, because there is no reason to risk. When they cut the raise to 50% and they're only going to make 1.5% a year, it will make sense for them to start looking for different opportunities and start deploying into risk assets. That is the moment that will send Bitcoin to $300,000 to $500,000 in Q4, in my humble opinion. Okay, I might be wrong, but this is the thesis. Not because of the 4-year cycle, not because of the bear market, bull market, but because the liquidity that is waiting on the sideline for the rates to happen, which can only happen the massive excessive rate cut. Canada is already 50% down compared to states in terms of interest rates. If you look around the world, every single country cut excessively except the United States. Now, I believe it is because JP hates Trump and they don't just want to hold it in him, and so they just simply can't cut. And that means that quantitative easing and excessive rate cuts will only happen once JP is out in May, and that means that that is when the actual liquidity will flood in. Now, one more point to this. If that is when it will happen, if that is the time when liquidity will come back and the $7 trillion will be deployed into risk assets, do you think those guys want to buy at fucking premium? Of course they don't. They don't want to buy at premium, and these guys who are managing $7 trillion are not stupid. They are not stupid. So there has to be a way for them to get it cheaper. Now, talking about everything I've just explained, this, again, it's very important, guys, and I say it multiple times. There's a link in the description, but also in general, like, I do drop daily updates on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Club and these things. So if you like this, go and check that out. It's gonna be in the description, and you will also be seeing it literally. It's probably gonna be just right here if you rewatch the video somewhere. Maybe it's here somewhere you can click. So, but let's talk about. Let me just check in here a little bit because I've been missing you guys. That's the truth. I've been missing you guys. GM from Manchester. What's happening? Are you guys in? We have 500 people watching live. It's amazing. Late but made it happy. Good day, Fefe. Let's go. Telegram is bomb. I'm happy. Fefe is glowing. I'm glowing, bro. I've taken. You know what I've been doing? You wanna know what I've been doing? This. I've been doing this. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing. And it took 6 weeks, and I couldn't be happier. It was, fuck, we get lost in all the shit that's just going on and all the time, and especially me. I've been, guys, my screen time is 16 hours on my phone, and I have a small kid. Like, it's, you have no idea. So I went to Bali, and I was like, I called Ran, and I was like, Ran, I have to take, I'm just out. I'm just out for 4 or 5 weeks. So anyway, I've been missing you, and I'm back with full force, but this is what I've been doing. Thank you. Good afternoon, GM from Sweden. You're always killing it. Thank you. Man's been living life. Yes, nice. Tiana Sviaga. I don't know what that means. Late but made it. Happy. GM. Live trade. Yeah, I'm long Bitcoin. I shared the setup in the Telegram. Link in the description. Fefe the Guru, everyone hate you, but we love you. They hate me because they don't want to accept. They don't want to cope. They can't cope with the facts. The facts they can't cope with. Okay, hello again. Killing it, bro. Thank you. GM from the Netherlands. Telegram is awesome. Happy. Hello from Slovenia. Hello. Laka. Okay, any market structure change for bull run continuation? We'll talk about that now. Ride or die. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let me go back here because I think it's relevant. Fuck, I'm loving this live show. Shit, I've been missing you guys. This has been fudge. This has been some time. So, looking at this, reflecting on what I said, this is the Bitcoin long I actually shared here in the community. So if you want to take... Oh, by the way, also, I just wanted to say this as well, that I've actually shorted here. I took this short, and I screwed up. I made a big mistake. So I told the community not to take profit, and I said I'm taking this scalp long on Bitcoin, and I didn't have the hedge mode activated, so I actually closed 75% of my position, which is so stupid because I think this is going to be an incredible position. But anyway, just full disclosure, I did that. That was kind of amateur, but anyway, I'm up $10,000 on this trade since whatever 2 days ago, so I'm not complaining, but it's something that I did which I'm not happy about. So I shared it here. I shared taking the scalp long. So let's talk about this for a second, okay? The daily chart shows a close below. The pattern that the title suggests as well has been something that I haven't seen since 2021. And super simply put, it's this here. This here. Or this here. It's actually more visible in Bitcoin. I can show you in Bitcoin, much more visible. So if you look at this, this is 2021. This is 2021. This here is the high, market structure break, meaning the continuation of the trend, followed by a vicious fucking reversal. Sorry for the cursing. I have to get back to the rhythm. a market structure shift. Not only that, this is accumulation, this is manipulation, and this, my friends, is distribution. Now guess what? This only happened in 2021, okay? Now guess what? Oh yeah. This looks very freaking similar. Oh yeah. You have a market structure break. You have an immediate reaction, market structure shift. And if I really want to do this to you, I would just probably do this. And just take the ghost candles and just do this. I mean, sure, it might be a good opportunity to buy the dip, but understanding this, I would just not buy the dip. It's simple. I would not buy the dip. Now, do I think that we're going to go into this? Again, I answered to all these in the video. You can go down here, daily crypto update. It says the Bitcoin bull market is over. We're going to put this at the end screen as well. But if I look at this and I say the only time we have seen a clear market structure shift on the daily chart was in 2021 in November at the peak of the bull market, and we see the same pattern aligning with the 4-year cycle, the same market structure shift in the same time, yet we fail to believe it and we think we should buy the dip. I'm not me, but people think they should buy the dip. So ultimately, what I can tell you is that I do believe Bitcoin is going down to sub 100. I actually took a bet. The bet is that Bitcoin is going to go to 95,000 before it hits all-time high, 135,000. I have to have a Hulk Hogan, orange Hulk Hogan mustache if I lose, or my friend has to have it for a month if he loses. But I do think, unfortunately, that there is going to be a bleed. Bitcoin is going to go down to about 95,000. It will take this liquidity that you see here. Its entire liquidity will be taken. It will be vicious, very vicious. I don't see Bitcoin below like 80,000. I think that's the low. Around 95,000, I think it's an incredible buy, and I do think that we are going to see Bitcoin going 300,000 next year, 300 to 500,000 next year, just because looking at the liquidity that's been sitting on the sideline. This means, I mean, if Bitcoin goes to like 90,000. And I think Bitcoin is decoupling, this means alts will go down like probably, you know, like if you look at like the Sol chart, for example, specifically looks like devastating. Like if I look at this chart, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you've been here or not, but I actually drafted Rune and I said, guys, there is this massive trendline liquidity. I'm just not happy about it. And I think it's going to get taken. I literally drafted this. The moment when I said this, and it started breaking, I took the short. And it went down 75% since then it was, and now it's like what? 90%. The same scenario, the same chart pattern is visible on a lot of different tokens. Look at this. I know it's kind of difficult to imagine, holy shit, could Sol actually go down to like $80, $90? Yes! Yes! And I'm not spreading FUD, you know, I'm not like, and again, maybe I'm wrong and we go to all-time high and I'm gonna be very happy, but like, I just know how difficult it is to recoup your investment, and I lost a lot in 2021, a lot. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it. Did I make as much money as I wanted to do in this bull? No. Do I know that I'll have a chance next year? Yes. Do I think? Yes. So anyway, so this is what I think. I do have my short open. I am going to keep that open, and I even posted in a community. Again, if you're not in here, I don't know what you're doing, but I even posted in a community here, and I said, we're just following market structure. Like, if you get into a short, this is gonna be the best, you know, thing to trade, because all you need to do is simply follow market structure. We're gonna get a retrace somewhere either here to this level between 108, 109, or between 110, and just short again, and then new low, and then retrace, short again, new low, and retrace. So I'm gonna keep you updated in the group, and also obviously on the 100 Desk Club every day. But this is basically what I've been doing, and this is what I believe. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to talk about, and then we can do some Q&As. And that is, actually, I like the lightning. Do you guys like the lightning here? Like, I literally put this together on the Osmo Pocket in 2 seconds. Like, generally speaking, Mario, market structure shift, translate, yes, orange, Hulk, Hogan, mustache. Yeah, and it was my idea. Because these guys have money, you know, like, they're like, let's bet it to 50K. Fuck, what's to bet 50K? Like, cut your mustache to Hulk Hogan and then have it in orange, Bitcoin orange for a month, bruv. That's a bet I can take, you know? Is it too late to short now? I think I would wait. So I'm long, I'm short and long. So I have taken this scalp long, as I said. It's in the community, so you can just join in and see. But I would wait for a retrace. Fefe, love you so much. It's simple. I love you back, bro. Looks good. Perfect. Yes, looks sharp. Love it. Love it. I see the supports. Laughing my ass off. Great lighting. Thoughts on ETH. The lighting is great. Thanks for the short setup on Telegram. Thanks. You're welcome. It's beautiful lighting. Thanks. Keep buying the dip. Yes. Keep buying the dip. I came to buy the dip. Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. People say I'm cocky. I'm not cocky. I got burned so many fucking times. Like, the worst thing that happens is that I miss out on a short pump. You know what I mean? Like the worst. And also, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So, what is the worst case scenario? So to say, worst case, like, the Bitcoin goes to like Bitcoin. What is the probability of an environment like this? There was an announcement of the Chinese president and the Trump having a deal, and the market nuked. Like, what else do you want? Imagine if Bitcoin starts pushing. Bitcoin goes to $150,000 and I miss a 30% pump. Well, beat. You can all come back and say, I missed the pump. All that 30%. But I preserve my capital that can go down 85% holding all this shit. So I sold 50% of my spot bag. I told you about this. I'm holding, so majority of my, I didn't sell Bitcoin because I think it's gonna decouple. So I do hold my Bitcoin. 80% of my holding is actually Bitcoin. I do have ETH and I do have Solana. I sold 50% of ETH. I sold 50% of Solana. I didn't sell any Bitcoin, not yet. I'm holding Bitcoin because I think it's a multi-cycle. I can wait 5 years, you know, I don't really mind. But if I was like 70 and, you know, for example, for my dad, I'm going to sell everything to him, everything in the next probably a month. I'll see if we have the pump. If we don't, I'm going to sell everything to my dad who's older. I don't want him to get logged and wait for 5 years for this to go out. But I wanted to talk about one more thing, and this is this. Like this whale thing going around, and people always, and this is what I tweeted here in the beginning, right? People always try to find the narrative that fits them. Oh, but the insider whale is long. I should be long as well. Bam! Hammered. So this is the other thing. People are, the whale with a 100% win rate has increased his position in Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and opened a 10x long on hype. Let's see how that's going. Down 5 million on ETH, down 3 million on Bitcoin, down 13 million on Solana, and up, hold on to your chair, $8,200 on hype. But he has a 100% hit rate. 100%. Look at his trades. You can look at completed trades. All of the trades he made were opened before Trump's speech. All of them in profit. All of them. And then he went long again. And then people try to follow that. Fine. Again, like I'm saying, fine, you do you. But do you think that these people don't know that millions of you know, capital just looking at them taking a long position, a short position? How do you know if these guys are not taking a short position on Esther? How do you know if these guys are not taking short positions on a centralized exchange? The fact that they made some cash doesn't mean that they're gonna be always right. And as you see, this trader here is down. How do I see this? This trader is down. The PNL, 68%. Bruv. He's down 68% of his account. 68%. Anyway, I think I made my point. I hope this show is, you know, making sense and whatever. I only have 10K. What should I do? How old are you? 1. How long can you wait? 2. How much risk are you willing to take? So I would, oh, I kicked the camera. Okay, let me just go back here. Okay. So if you can wait 5 years, chuck it into Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is 10x in the next year, you know? Not financial advice, do whatever you want to do your research, all that. So saying Tom Lee saying 815k ETH by, you know what is interesting about Tom Lee, like honestly, is that I met him in Singapore. I was going up the escalator and I met Tom Lee. And I said to him, can I get an interview with you while we get to the end of the escalator? He looked at his PR lady as like, sure, okay, cool. So you have to squeeze, you know, the lemon that life gives you. And I go, there is going to be a bear market. And the bear market can be more vicious than we've seen previously. What are you going to do? And he's like, well, we already have, you know, processes in place to weather volatility. And then I was like, okay, what do you think is going to end the cycle? And he's like, leverage. And I was thinking here that this guy's buying $1 billion worth of ETH. It's going to be worth fuck all. And he's been sitting on this ETH. I don't know. The only reason why I think Bitcoin survives is because Bitcoin is superior. It's been around for a long time. It has this perception of store of value, which it is, because I believe because it's the most decentralized network on the planet, and there's nothing like it. But ETH, like, there's a foundation that's continuously selling that shit. Like, if the foundation is selling, like, and I respect Tom Lee a lot, like, literally nothing to Tom Lee, but I mean, the fucking foundation is selling the shit token. Like, anyway. Show your scalp wrong. I'll be honest with you. I thought I could take it on Blowfin where I trade. So I just had to take it on a completely different account. And I don't want to show that account. So I have this account. I'm running this publicly with you. You know this. It's Blowfin. So this account I'm literally running. I'm sharing my PNL continuously. You can see this. But that's all I'm sharing. Month started bearish, will it finish green? My spot backs are down 30%. Should I hold now to the next cycle? Also, like, and again, like, I'm not being a dick, but XLM, like, XRP, like, the thing has like 7 years. Look at the X, like, and again, like, I'm really not trying to be a dick here, but like look at this chart, bro. Like, seriously, look at this chart. This is like, oh, this is not a good chart. Let me. Like, look at this. I've been here in 2017. 2017 was, what is it, 8 years ago. 8 years ago, okay? Do you want to be holding it for the next cycle? That'd be my guess, but why? Why? Leverage is poison. I mean, driving fast can also kill you if you don't know what you're doing. So, oh, by the way, the best thing that I did, honestly, like the best thing getting back here was I was driving scooters and I love riding motorbikes. We were riding since I was 10, whatever. But getting back here and sitting in my Tesla and like flooring it, like, I love Bali, but nothing can beat that. So, okay. Never go under 50, 100. I mean, that's kind of a big fucking range, you know? All in on Gummy. Good. Sonic is the fastest growing blockchain ever. But also, like, on it, fastest going down. Sonic is great tech. I love you, bro, but you're going to be my exit liquidity. Oh my god. Hope to live the day. I do 20x, you have to 50x. Jeez, mate, love you back. Your views on Sui ecosystem, backed by Saudi money. You know, like, what is Sui? Like, and no hate. Again, no hate, zero hate. Just, I think Sui is great, but I mean, where is best price to buy Esther on spot? Honestly, and this is also like full disclosure. I do not own any Esther anymore. I sold all my airdrop tokens, everything. But fuck, there is something with this Esther thing. Like, CZ going out tweeting that the only thing he tweeted about was, so if you look at CZ's, like, look at this, like, let's look at this, CZ. So he said, Look at this. Full disclosure, just bought some Ester today using my own money. And then he says, I bought some BNB in the first month of its TG 8 years ago and held all of it. Why on earth would you say that? Like, why would you say that? And I started thinking like, so you know, if you've been following me and whatever, you know the story of me spending literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in fees because I bought BNB at $1. $1 in the 2020. Actually, I think it was 20. I don't even know when. Anyway, one of the bull markets. And only reason I bought thousands of them because I spent them on trading fees. The token is worth $1,200 now. One. So, yeah, maybe I'm gonna buy it back. I don't know. Nice shirt, thanks. Smash the like button, fam. Yes, pumping Ester. I don't trust CZ. Tough one. Just keep on laughing while they are used as liquidity. Yes, that's it. GM. Okay, guys, I think we're sorted. So I want to ask you one thing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Smash the like, share this with your friend. Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna be coming here every single day. And also make sure to check out this video. This is going to be the bull market over part 1. This is going to be bull market over part 2. So go ahead and check that out. Subscribe to the $100 Club as well. And I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.